Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Scrum with G2 BrokenBlade. We will take questions in English and in Chinese. You may use the Zoom hand raise feature to queue yourself in line for a question, and I will call on you, or you may type your question in chat to be read aloud. Do we have a first question? First question from MyZ Sports. The first two games of G2 were not the best, but the rest of the team has changed its attitude a lot. So what was missing for you to come out with what was missing for you to not come out with a victory? And why did you make a change so late in the series?
I think the enemies just simply played better. I think they had a really good macro game. I think we were not crisp enough to, find good plays when we were ahead, especially in the last game that we lost. I think I had the feeling that we were really, really far ahead. Our Draven was very strong. We could have, made a lot of proactive plays. We chose not to. And then the plays that we did choose, the enemies were ready for it, right, with the flanks and stuff. I think there was just a change in mindset coming from the second loss to the third one. That's where we won, right? So I think that's very, very good to see as well for us, that we can come back from a series, 2-0 down and get a victory. It's definitely something we will take with us to the lower bracket, so I'm not obviously I'm very, very sad that we lost, but I'm not disappointed per se. I think we have a lot of good things still to show, and we will take that with us to the lower bracket.
Next question from MGG. After winning the game against Gen.G, or after winning a game against Gen.G, seed 1 of Korea, does it give you hope for the rest of the tournament?
It obviously gives us hope. Yeah, I mean, it shows us a bit how good we can be, right? Being able to beat Gen.G, the first seed of Korea, is obviously a very, very good sign for us. We also had the feeling that they were not that hard to beat, honestly. So I think if you were to play against them again, I think we have a very, very high chance, actually. I think Gen.G is the type of team where if you get used to how they were playing, I think you can really exploit their habits. I think they have really, really good discipline and very, one-sided way of playing, I feel like. And I think if you can exploit that, you can really, really easily beat them.
Next question from Clutch Points. Do you have any comments on Yike's performance over this series?
I think Yike was very, very clutch actually in the Poppy game. So, I mean, that was crazy. The play in top lane where he got chased down, dodged so many arrows, and we got a lot of kills because of it. Yeah, I mean, Yike, this is his first game against a very, very strong team internationally, right? So I'm very, very proud of him, of that he can pull off such things, right? I think it's all a learning experience still for every one of us. And hopefully he can also take that away to the lower bracket. I know he's been feeling a bit sick these last couple of days, so hope he can recover very fast from that, and just be very, very precise and just good in the next series again.
Next question from Correspondente. You still have the lower bracket to prove yourself. Were you surprised by Gen.G's level? They didn't ban some of your comfort picks and were still able to win.
Sorry, can you repeat the last one?
You still have the lower bracket to prove yourself. Were you surprised at all by Gen.G's level of performance? They didn't ban some of your comfort picks and were still able to win.
Well, they did actually ban comfort picks, right? They banned Olaf every single game. So I think there's that, right? I think, yeah, I think we still played, they played good, right? I mean, there's just nothing more you can say to that. They played good, they played worse. It's League of Legends. There's going to be a winner, it's going to be a loser. For me, personally, I think the series was good. Was a good comparison of how good we are right now and how good Gen.G is. I don't think they are unreachable. That is something that I can take away from today. I'm very confident in my team still that we can take this break off, or like this break, which is not really a break. We're gonna go home and look at the games, practice, get ready for the next game we're gonna play against, and it's either gonna be Mad Lions or T1. Whichever it's going to be, we have to be ready, right? We have to be clutch. We have to be better than today. This is our goal, right? And I think being able to realize that you can win against those teams, right? For me, every game felt very, very winnable. Maybe the second game was a bit rough. I think that was quite a stomp, but I think every other game was in our reach, to win. So I'm very happy about that. That we can win it.
Next question. Tristana top lane was a surprising pick. What's your opinion?
Yeah, they were obviously very ready for it, right? Tristana Maokai. That was the second game, if I remember correctly. I think it's something that used to be picked actually in the past. So I did say in a previous interview that I like when top laners bring out crazy picks, right? This is something I do as well. It's something I love. With the Olaf, for example, in the LEC, I used to pick Kled. I think it's great to see. I think it brings a lot of entertainment, not only to yourself, but also to the fans who don't see these picks regularly. I think in this game, it didn't do much. I think it did its job, right? It had a lot of pressure. I think the game was over very, very fast. Unfortunately, um, I think it's interesting to see though. Again, I think it's very, very nice to see people, counter pick with crazy stuff. I just like it.
Next question from Plus Gaming Latam. Last game was pretty balanced up until the end. So what do you think was the factor that took the game out of G2's hands?
I think in that game we had the lead. I think we had the advantage. I was very, very far ahead. I think Draven was really far ahead. I think in this game we didn't have many tools to be proactive. Like just go mid and force a fight. And Genji is the type of team that they will play well with the waves. They will play well with the discipline. They will not overstep a lot of the times. And if you don't have many tools to get onto them, it's going to be feeling hard once you try to reach for plays. And we're reaching a lot for plays, but like we couldn't get on top of them. I tried to flank in a game in the last fight, I think it was, or like in the Nash fight. I think that fight was winning for us. I think I was a bit greedy with that. I think I went a little bit too early. I think Nash was very, very high HP still. I think I could have let the enemies commit more. I think up until that fight, we're really, really in a good position to win. And this again, something we can take away. I think they are playing very smart. This is something we can take away. We can look at what they have answered to our plays. And yeah, I think we can take away a lot of stuff.
Next question from OnePlus. Tomorrow, Mad Lions will face against T1. As a player from the same division, what would you like to say to Mad Lions?
What would I like to say to Mad Lions? I think Mad Lions has to be very, very decisive, very crisp, because the Asian teams are very, very strong. Especially, I think T1 mechanically is very, very good. I think compared to Genji, they're probably even better mechanically. I think Genji was playing very, very good the map overall. I think T1 is more dominant when it comes to mechanically just outlaning you. I think Mad Lions needs to get out of lane. Like at least even, and then I think they have a really, really fair shot of winning. I think they have their style of playing, Mad Lions. That's how they won LEC. So yeah, best of luck to them tomorrow.
Next question from Esports Focus. Who do you think your rival will be in the lower bracket?
I think our rival, I think if C9 does not beat BLG, I think C9 will be our rival. I think C9 is probably the best team outside of us that is not LSK or LPL. I think C9 is a strong team. I think they have a good shot actually at beating BLG. I think they're playing very good League of Legends. I think the jungler is playing very aggressive, very fearless. So I'm very excited how they will play on stage actually. I think C9, if they were to go to lower bracket, I think they would be our rivals to beat. Yeah, out of LEC LCS.
And final question from Esports News UK. How is your team initially feeling after this loss? How confident are you that you can make a lower bracket run?
We didn't get the chance to talk yet in the team because we're having this press. But I think once we go back, I think everybody will be very reflective about what happened today, why we lost today, how we can win. Personally, again, I think we had good things to show today. We had good fights. We put up a fight in I think most games. Something we can really learn from. And if you go back home now, very sad, thinking about why we lost and being very sad, it's not going to help us win, right? The best chance for us right now is to go back home, think about how we can, up our game. That's just it, Mechanically, we're not going to get better in 4 days. How we're going to get better is being more decisive, being, changing our picks maybe, being, you know, how we play the game, how we talk with each other in game. I think that all these things can be better. All these things, you know, can just improve, and that's what we have to do in order to, you know, actually go get a lower bracket run. Because if you want to achieve the lower bracket run, we need to be very crisp with how we respond to losers, you know. And we're bound to lose one game or two game, which we did in this series against Genji. It could have been very easily a 3-0. After that second game was a big stomp, but I'm very proud of my teammates coming back, you know, and actually putting up a fight. I think it's a good sign for us. We're gonna definitely take it with us to the lower bracket, because the lower bracket is a big fight. It's a big and long fight. We're gonna have to play a lot of best of series if you want to lift the trophy in the end. So I'm very, very excited for that actually. So thank you guys.
All right. Thank you, BrokenBlade.
Thank you.